Denver, right now.
On stage, let's all welcome Kapamilya singer and Pilipinas Got Talent Season 1 finalist, Mr. MARKKI STROEM.
Denver, right now.
Fire came into my life, I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. I miss you so, so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I miss you so bad. And you should know that I miss you so, so, so bad. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Ask me, I never tell. I look to you as a friend. Now you're in mine. I trade the whole for a kiss. And easy times for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this. Now you're in mine. Ripped jeans, skinny shoulder. Hot night when it's blowing. When you're going, baby. Your stare is over. Ripped jeans, skinny shoulder. Hot night when it's blowing. Baby, I just met you. Here's my number, so call me baby. It's hard to look right at you, baby. Here's my number, so call me baby. These roses, but they show the length of weeks to become a beautiful roses. All of you beautiful ladies today, took no time with the fall. You took no time with the fall. You gave me nothing at all. Still you in mine. And tomorrow is here. I've lost sight of this day. I don't know how to feel it, but it's in mine. Your stare is holding, ripped jeans, skinny shoulder. I'm not gonna know where you think you're going, baby. Your stare is holding, ripped jeans, skinny shoulder. I'm not gonna know you're going, baby. I just met you while I'm trying. This is great. Here's my number, so call me. It's hard to look right at you. Here's my number, so call me. You know. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Thank you for accepting me at your day today. Before you came into my life, I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. I miss you all so, so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I miss you so bad. And you should know that I miss you so bad. Yeah. I just met you. This is crazy. Here's my number, so be empty. And all the other girls, they try to change. Here's my number, so call me baby. Call me on the line. Call me, baby. So call me maybe.
Gender. Life now.
Again, a happy Valentine's Day to everyone. What amazing talents these individuals performed today for everyone. There were some awesome skills that they blew me away. I was actually backstage watching, and you know, it shows that it's not just beauty and intellect, it's also a whole lot of talent on the stage today. Another round of applause for all the beautiful ladies on stage. Hope you enjoy this next song. Taking you back to the 1940s. A little Buble medley for everyone. Sing along, go ahead.
Gender. Life now.
Fly me to the moon and let me sail among the stars. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my praise it all thing called love. Let go of my babe. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot moving. She gives me the cool, cool, cool. Gotta be cool. You gotta get hit, man. You gotta get all that stuff. Take that stuff. It's like taking over my eyes. I pay for all things called love. Happy Valentine's Day to you ladies. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone is feeling good today. That you're celebrating with the most beautiful ladies in the Philippines. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze on drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for these beauty queens. I'm feeling so good. Fish in the sea, lots of fish in the sea. You know how I feel. River riding through. You know how I feel. Yeah, blossom on a tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Oh, for me. And I'm feeling good. But while we're waiting for that, let us give this beautiful bouquet of flowers to Miss Stella Marquez Araneta. Happy Valentine's Day to you and to all the beautiful ladies here. Oh, thank you very much for an amazing day today. Love you all. Thank you. And another round of applause for Miss Stella Araneta.
Once again, our 40 Binibining Pilipinas 2020 candidates with Mr. MARKKI STROEM. Let's give him a big hand. Ang daming kinilig, this Valentine's Day.
Parang kahit nasa backstage ako,
Where is
kinikilig din ako eh.
Mr. MARKKI?
Mr. MARKKI,